Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome to Bootcamp Day 15, right? I've not been doing my intro in a minute, right? So that's that, but today we're going to be going into strategy part 2. So what is the second part of strategy, right? So just as how we trade off at key levels, right? There's also a thing called a break and retest. Why would this break and retest be valid? Because when London session is around, like when London session opens, from a specific time, we have clustered orders or could potentially have clustered orders inside the market. What does that mean? A lot of people are trading within that time frame. Price isn't really moving that much, but a lot of people are trading in that area, in that range, and their stop losses are there. So the bank's looking to take that out. And if we don't want to take out key levels. And how can we figure this out? Right? We mark out the candle from 8 to 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. To my people watching from Germany, this will be 2 to 2:15 p.m. My fault if my chair doing this weird shit, right? But Germany will be 2 to 2:15 p.m. And what we basically see is when we mark out this box, we wait for New York session to open. If price has broken below, we're looking for price to retest this box and push down lower. If price pushes above the box, we're looking for this box to get respected and then continue pushing up higher. Okay, so we're gonna go get into some examples. All right, so coming to the market, right? New York session just opened, right? Price has broken below our break and retest box. Let's see what it wants to do. Price comes up, it got respect on the 5-minute. How did it get respected? Specifically because this midpoint, price closed below this midpoint. This midpoint is going to tell you everything, okay? Don't wait for price to close slightly above this midpoint and be like, oh, we could still reject. I mean, that might be possible. The rule is it has to be respected, okay? If it's not, then we do not want that shit. It is a valid way to trade in the markets. It does not appear as often, but if it is there, it is something to definitely look out for, okay? So what can we see? Price respected this midpoint, and we can go down to the 1-minute time frame. See our little rejection. Is price really pushing down, right? All right, that's really pushing down. I will place a sell trade, right? And when we trade off a break and retest, usually I say about 15 to 20 points. Nothing more than 20 points. Off the key levels, we could sometimes do 30 and 40 and shit, but off of this break and retest, only 15 to 20 points. What is that? $750. That's a take profit up to $1,000, right? For this one, usually around the 5-point stop loss is clean. You feel me? 5 points, 5-6 point stop loss. It just depends on the market. As you get experience, you will understand this. And one thing I want to definitely clarify too, because I know y'all just watching me like talking about strategy, just insert and like trading shit. I'm showing you guys the concept behind it. You guys will see. What I want to basically say is that it is not, my strategy is not a specific rule or step-by-step plan for you to enter the market. The concept is the 5-minute, 15-minute candle closures, and then it's up to you to have the experience and the knowledge and to read the price action to see what the market really wants to do and what it could potentially do, okay? But and this is how I would take my shit, and it's all gonna come with time, okay? It took me when I first tried the shit, order flow shit from the beginning off, I was not getting the shit right at all. I was like, what do you mean price can just do this? Like, we need to, because I trade the ICT, which goes off of confirmation. I was like, what do you mean we can just trade like this? And I was like, at the end of the day, bro, you can't overcomplicate it, and you're just gonna have to get your experience. And then when everything clicks, you're gonna be like, okay, I see it now. Remember that auction market theory? If y'all haven't peeped into that, bro, right? But let's see what price does. Pushing lower, I get entered. Price comes down, right? Chop price action, and boom, take profit. Let me show you guys another example. And one more thing I wanted to add too is that sometimes price does not have to come back up and retest shit. It doesn't have to. It could be possible we could fucking tap into this break and retest and straight dump, and it'll be up to you to see. is this really what the market wants to do, okay? So just understand that. All right, coming to this example, as we can see, New York session has open, price broke above the box, right? Got that 5-minute inspection. And sometimes it will be clean at the 1 minute. I would say use the 5-minute because 1 minute is something you're gonna get. Understand with experience, okay? That's just the way it works. I cannot stress this enough. Experience, bro, is exactly what you're gonna need. Looking at how the price is, I would definitely have this as my low. If price were to come back down, looking at the situation, I wouldn't say price would come back down, but we could have targeted 15 points and price would hit the TP. I cannot show any better examples. I apologize, but because TradingView, the way the candlesticks are loading back in the past, it's just not, it's not working. But whenever I get the next break and retest, I will definitely put the link under this description. Whenever I get a break and retest, I'll put that for my trade recap and show you guys that right there. And it's just another way to look at the markets. It has not played out as recently. It just hasn't. But if it's there, it's there. Like I said, if this break and retest is bigger than 20 points, right? For example, this right here is 5 points. If it is bigger than 20 points, we are not trading that. And it's also coming to a point where I'm starting to remove this from my strategy, possibly. But so far, as of right now, it is there. Just keep that in mind, okay? Same concept with the 5-minute candle closure inspections and everything. No continuations. We're not taking continuations off of this. We're only looking for clean rejections, okay? And besides that, another psychology video going to come out. And then I'll get into the indicators we can use to determine the buying pressure, which will also help you determine more than just a 5-minute candle closure with this strategy, but also how to read. Like, if you were to catch this example, then rather just a 5-minute candle closure happening right at the spot as well. All right, I'll catch y'all.